Hi, I'm Mark Hose. I'm the founder of Skopt Optics, and I'm here with Dr. Warren Strickland, North American 29 Super Slammer. And we're here to talk to you about promoting ethical game recovery. And Dr. Strickland, I see that you're obviously very successful in recovering the game that you shoot.
Well, Mark, I've spent a lot of time in the field and I've learned a lot and I've made a lot of mistakes. But I try not to make these mistakes now, and I'm going to try to share that with the audience at this time.
Okay, great. And I know the techniques you're going to talk about involve before the shot and during the shot and after the shot. So let's start with before the shot.
Mark, I really feel that the most important part of hunting is preparation before you go to the field. And that's knowing your weapon, whether you are shooting a rifle, bow and arrow, regardless of your weapon of choice. You have to be very efficient with that weapon. It takes a lot more time with the bow and arrow. I spent most of my time in the field with the bow and arrow. And I shoot thousands of arrows before the season opens. You just can't pick that bow up and go to the tree stand and expect to have a chance to make an ethical shot on an animal. So ethics starts with, first of all, knowing your equipment.
So are long shots ethical?
With today's equipment, 20 or 30 years ago, most bow and arrow setups were not capable of shooting consistent and accurately out to 40 to 50 yards. But with today's equipment, with laser rangefinders, with the arrows, with the kinetic energy, a 50 or 60 yard shot is not an unethical shot if you know how to take that shot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then, again, it's like with a rifle. 10 or 15 years ago, taking a 400 or 500 yard shot was considered an unethical shot. But now with the rifles and trajectory, rangefinders, and ballistic scopes, that's not an unethical shot. Same thing with a bow and arrow. You can take a 60 yard shot if you know your equipment well.
Got it. Okay, great. And so you're in the stand and you're observing the deer, and it's moving around. What are the techniques that you consider during the shot?
Yeah. Shot preparation is so critically important, and watching that animal, understanding what mood he's in, if he's alert, if the deer is feeding, watching the wind. There are a lot of things, distance, there's a lot of things that you have to put together to make that ethical shot with that arrow. And what I tell most bow hunters is when they see that animal, you really are not in a hurry. You just take your time. If you have to rush it, then you probably shouldn't take the shot. The only ethical shot that I feel that you should take out of a tree stand, broadside or quartering away. If the animal is quartering towards you, the chances of you getting two lungs, and that's your goal, right, is to get double lung an animal, drops significantly. Gotcha. So you want to let that animal get within your comfort zone. For me, the closer the better. I like 25 yards and in. Then I know that if I can get it full draw, the chances of that animal getting away is pretty slim. And 40, 50 yard shot out of a tree stand, particularly the whitetail buck, they're going to react to that shot. So you really want to let them get within 25 to 30 yards.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. And so you've made the shot and the animal flees. What are the techniques to consider after the shot?
Yeah. So the first thing you want to do, you want to mark exactly where the animal was standing when you made the shot. And you want to identify the last place you saw that animal. What I like to do is take another arrow. I always bring a couple of field points with me. I shoot an arrow at the spot that he was standing, and I shoot another arrow. That's where luminox really help. The last place I saw him. And if you're in a tree stand, that arrow's going to stick in the ground.
Gotcha.
I'll wait a minimum of 1 hour before I go after that animal, even if I think he's double lunged. A lot of times I'll just pull out, go to lunch, and come back.
Gotcha.
The more time you give that animal, you make a huge difference in the chances of making a good, clean recovery.
Okay. So don't get down quickly and push the animal, wait the appropriate time.
Exactly.
And have the spot marked and the last landmark before you start your blood trail.
Exactly. And it's important that you mark those spots from the tree stand, because you know how, once you get on the ground, it looks totally different, right? Yeah, so I have, even after doing this for as many years as I've been doing it, I've gotten on the ground and got totally turned around because things look totally different. So now I've learned to mark those 2 spots.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, you as a heart cardiologist, you obviously know a thing or two about blood, and so when it comes to trailing the blood, I've noticed that sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's deeper red, depending on where you hit it, and sometimes it comes down to just 1 drop. And so, interested in hearing the techniques you use for the actual blood trail.
You know, the blood is absolutely critical in finding an animal. You know, you can do grids and things of that sort, but we all know that, you know, staying on that blood trail can save you a lot of time, and again, can make the difference between finding that animal and losing that animal. So I use every technique and all the technology that's available to enhance the blood that's on the ground. The first thing I like to do, if I can, is find an arrow. The arrow can give you lots of information.
Such as?
If there's fat on the arrow. If you see a lot of fat and just blood smeared, you know you probably hit the animal high.
Okay.
You know, if you can smell it, if it's, you know, if it smells like it's, you know, if you see green and it smells like gut, you know, you hit the animal back. Or if you see that frothy blood on it, you know you got that double lung shot. So finding the arrow, even just a piece of the arrow, can give you some very valuable information. And again, we all realize that. So that's the first thing I try to do, is find the arrow. And the second thing is, once I find the arrow, obviously you want to get on that blood trail. And you want to, you know, look at the blood, see if it's dark blood. If it's dark, venous looking blood, you know you probably got a liver hit. If it's bright red blood, you know it's probably arterial blood. If it's spraying, you know you probably got a heart shot. That you know that your tracking job is not going to be very long. So all of those are very important little tips to help you in recovering that game animal. Mark, tell me a little bit about the technology behind blood vision glasses.
Oh, would love to. This is a patent pending technology, and it is an optichromatic color shift lens technology that mutes certain colors and promotes the color red. So ground colors, browns and grays, are muted or attenuated,
Okay.
but the red colors are left alone, specifically the blood red colors.
So it pushes the other colors of the spectrum down, and which in terms make red really stand out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this technology works daytime and nighttime.
Wow, that's great, because you know one of the biggest challenges that we have in game recovery is at night. You know, it's very difficult to see red or blood at night for a lot of reasons. And you feel that blood vision can really enhance.
Yes. Yes. So at night, you use a bright white flashlight.
What do you mean bright?
Okay, so bright is 1,000 lumens or more. So in the past, we've all been using 200, 400, 600 lumen flashlights, but today you can buy 1,000 lumen, 1,200 lumen flashlights that are extremely bright, and these glasses work great with those flashlights.
Yeah, well that can be a tremendous asset to any hunter when it comes to tracking at nighttime. But they work great during the day as well. I guess you have all light in the event.
Yes, the sun is the perfect light source. It comprises all colors, and the technology does the same thing in the daytime. It mutes specific colors to promote blood red colors. And so in the daytime, when you wear them, you're helping to help your eyes to acclimate to the bright light, but at the same time, you're optimizing the color red to make it stand out better.
And you know, Mark, one of the things I like about this technology, that it's based behind science. I mean, you actually use different spectrums of wavelength, well, different spectrum of light and wavelengths that you're working with.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
It's specific colors attenuated in a specific way to complement the human vision system.
Mark, I know these glasses work great both daytime and night, but what do guys like you and I who wear glasses?
Oh, great question. So we have two frame styles available. One is a fit-over style that will go over even the widest of prescription glasses. So they work great for guys like you and I. And then we have a tactical shooter style unilens, the tactical 180, for those hunters that don't wear prescription glasses.
You know, this is really great technology, and it's going to be a game changer. I encourage you all to come by the booth and try a pair of our demos. I think you'll be impressed.